it is time for Know-How Siege. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Our wonderful analysts will talk about an operator that the first time it was played in Europe was so long ago, and it was Wilkie that played it first in EU League back in was Pro League days.
Yeah, remember this?
Really? That long ago?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, when this operator was introduced, that's 2018. In March of 2018, it's of course Finka that was dropped in alongside Lion that had his own fair share of things, overshadowed Finka, but she's on the discussion board because I think it's fair to say she has seen quite a bit of play recently, and we understand why, Jess.
Exactly right. Well, there's a few things to go through, and we'll try and get through them as quickly as possible because there is a breadth of knowledge to take in. But a lot of people have been arguing about whether or not Finka is viable or not. And I'm going to say yes. And the reason for it is, well, we'll dig into it a little bit more. But I want to walk you through who Finka is to begin with, because I have someone in the back of production room right now sitting very eagerly, ready to unlock Finka on the Observer account for me, walk through the weaponry and everything for me. So let's bring my man Medics up on the screen. And let's see exactly what Finka has to show for us. There we go. When you unlock her, she has this cool little animation screen. But that's not the only thing. Let's head to her loadout, knowing full well that she's a 2 speed, 2 health. And there you go. Primary weapon we're seeing from pros at the moment is the Spear 308. That's the assault rifle. It's also the one that Thunderbird uses predominantly. So that's the one you will see on both attack and defense. And having a look at her damage, it does 42 damage a pop, so it's not too bad, and her recoil spread is pretty damn good. She also has an LMG though. Let's move over to the LMG and see exactly what she has to show there. It's 46 damage, so it's not that far away. Of course, it is a slower fire rate, so you have to come to terms with that. And, well, it takes a heck of a long time to reload that one. But you also have what we call the SASG, or the sausage, the third gun there, and that is an automatic shotgun, 50 damage a pop, or if you put the suppressor just a little bit less. And while the fire rate isn't really relevant, even though it is, because of course you can just keep popping that shotgun to your heart's delight until you're out of ammunition in that huge magazine. So she comes with 3 primary weapons to use, but that's where the secondaries come in, because it's not because of the primaries people are picking it. She does have the PMM. This is the exact pistol that Glaz has. It's one of the preferred pistols for a lot of people these days, on Fuse as well. Everyone used to bring this where they could, but the Gone 6 is why a lot of people are talking about Finka, because she has this as an ability to be able to destroy anything that she wants. Maestro cams, shields, bulletproof cams. It's a little tiny explosive, and it doesn't have any drop off. Not that I've noticed, not that I've tried to shoot it beyond, 30, 40 meters, but that just goes directly, assuming that there's no WMI disc, assuming there's no ADSs in the way, she can destroy whatever she wants. That is a powerful secondary, but it does mean you don't have a secondary to switch to. If someone's DBNO in front of you and you want to kill them, you can use the Gone. It does do damage, but that is not its purpose. And second to that, not only does she have the Gone 6 destructive power, but she's also got the grenades to work with. This is what you will find paired mostly with Finka. The Gone 6, the Spear 308, and the grenades, all hand in hand. She has 2 explosive for the grenades, an extra for the Gone 6. Her kit is amazing, and this is exactly why a lot of people are bringing her. But there's also something else that she has, and I want to thank Medics out the back for making sure that we could go all through this loadout. If you guys want to see exactly what a loadout operator has, you can go into their operator area, have a look at their loadout, have a look at all of their bio areas, and that will give you an exact indication, as you see on your screen right now, as to who she is, what she does, and what she has. And you can customize her uniform a little bit. I have a couple of little videos here that my man, Fresh and Hap, I think Tim, known as Ace of Pyrite, and even Union Jack jumped into a lobby for me, recorded a few of her interactions with her ability, because she has what we would call a multiplicity or a multiple use piece of utility. So let's bring up our first video. The first video here is teammate boost. When someone is DBNO'd, you can use the adrenal boost and pick your teammate straight back up. This happens almost instantaneously, to the point where you can see Hap standing straight back up and he can shoot almost instantly. This is a really cool part of her gadget, probably one of the biggest pros of her gadget. However, how many times you get to use it at exactly the same time, timing is key on that one, so you won't always get to use or see it happen in a pro game. Our next one, however, is one that people don't realize you can use with the Adrenal boost. This one is a concussion effect. Now, whether or not she is walking through a concussion or a Grismont, for example, maybe a Yokai burst as well, those have concussion effects, whether or not she can use her Adrenal boost to be able to cancel it, and she can walk freely. Watch in this video right now. She gets Grismont, cancels it instantly, just through a singular Adrenal boost. A lot of people don't know that you can use that as a counter to, let's say you were getting stunned as you were walking through a room, or you're pushing blue stairs on this exact map and you want a blue stairs control. Boost your way through and suddenly you're not concussed anymore. So I think this is a really, really important part of her gadget.
What if you concuss before it?
You can cancel it at
It
any
just
time.
cancels your ability, it cancels it off,
Absolutely.
but you lose your Adrenal surge through it.
No.
You keep on going.
Yeah, so you can see when she boosted, it kept her health above.
Before getting bopped by the Gizmot.
So if I boost it and then I was hit by it, that's a good question. I believe it should cancel it, and it should continue the boost as it was active.
Interesting, interesting.
It used to interact with goo mines as well. It doesn't anymore because there were changes to the goo mines, etc. So there has been a couple of changes, but there are cons to this. There can't just be pros to your gadget. There also needs to be a little bit of risk and reward. There's a bit of risk. Let's see what it looks like when someone who is Finka plants normally. So if they were to plant inside, a default spot there, it would take 7 ticks until they die. So 7 ticks of that smoke until it hit the 8th tick and you would die. That's what anyone goes through when they're going for a default plant. It doesn't mean you can get it down fully, but that's okay. You might be able to back out and so forth. But if you were to do it whilst you were Finka boost, let's say you Finka boost everyone to be able to cover you, then you went for the plant and you sat inside the smoke. Let's see how many ticks and how fast that is. As the Finka goes for the plant, she'll do her Adrenal surge, she'll boost and she'll go for the plant. The smoke goes considerably quicker. Why? Because her heartbeat is faster and she is breathing quicker. Therefore, the inhalation of the smoke means she will die quicker. It's a whole tick faster of damage that she will go into a DB no death situation. It means that, there's a little bit of risk. That's why smoke is a pretty good counter for Finka, and a lot of people are using it, and they used to use Lesion. This Know-How Siege is about answering 2 questions. One, what does Finka even do in her gadget? What does it even interact with? So on and so forth. But secondly, more importantly, how is she interacting in the competitive sphere here in Tier 1? Why is she so popular in EU and also APAC North? And what is it that pros are seeing in her? Well, I want to show you a quick clip about what one Pro League team has been trying to do with Finka. And we'll roll that at the end here, just so you guys can see. Because of the grenade, Citizen is able to play below and use both of them to be able to dislodge players and or be able to injure and kill players, which is very much the point of grenades. That's what he's doing down below. Not only does he do that, though, as they decide to go for the plant, he Finka boosts everyone. This means that Hungry barely survives that engagement just there, and without the Finka boost, he would have died covering the plant without a doubt. Now, that's just a funny little example of really good timing of the boost. A lot of teams aren't necessarily using it during the plant because of the smoke, but in this case, you didn't have to worry. Those smokes were all gone. You've baited them out already, and Hungry surviving that cover when he probably shouldn't have swung. Thank goodness for that Adrenal surge. And something people don't realize is the Adrenal surge used to go away. So you used to get just a temporary amount of health boost. Now it stays permanently as long as you're not overhealed. It does go back if you're overhealed, but if you're underhealed, you're injured, 50 HP, you'll gain that extra Adrenal HP, and that will stay with you the entire round. So it's good to see that it is working in pro play, even though players like a Lems, for example, prefers not to use it at all. In fact, I watched plenty of his rounds, and there's nothing for me to clip because the man doesn't use the Adrenal surges, and you get 3 of them.
I think that's where the kit comes into play, right? Because we're talking about a good gun that a lot of teams like in the Spear. They've discovered Thunderbird and gone, here's a great gun. Oh, Finka's got it as well. And she's got a gun 6 and she's got grenades. It becomes that kind of the player that you have on it. You think of Doki, you think of Shaiko. Those kind of players where it's just like their job is just to get kills. It's not the main job, but generally that's what you're expected to get kills. So they've got a good gun, they've got a bit of utility should they need it, and then they've got the grenades as well.